we started training ladies, particularly in making the basketry in different types of weaves, and we also introduced some hand and power tools where this can be flattened to the size to etc. Water hyacinth, which is what we call waste. Otherwise, it's also a menace. Spread all over many countries in the world, but in India, I think most water bodies in the rural India is infested with this particular weed. So yeah, we are talking about this and how to clean up the weed and simultaneously how to make money, or rather how to make a livelihood out of this, particularly for the rural artisans or rural population, by training them into artisans and making them make a good living out of it, etc. This is a water hyacinth. In Telugu, we call it Kurapade Kaku. And this weed, I think, is been seen everywhere in most of our water bodies, let that be lakes, canals, even including rivers. And it's a floating weed and it spreads quickly. And then it blocks the water flow, and also it doesn't allow any other plant or anything to grow along with or with it. Basically, I think it was introduced in the colonial time by the Europeans, thinking this as an exotic plant because of its beautiful looking flowers. And it was originally been introduced in Bengal. And because of our climatic conditions, it started growing too quick and too wild. So it was also, in those days, it was also known as Terror of Bengal because of its spreading into the water bodies. So this propagates in two ways. One is through seeding. This beautiful looking flower will produce many thousands of seeds. And once they spread on there, they'll remain there in the soil or in the water for many years, even without germination. And when they start germinating, it will become like a wildfire. And also the second aspect of growing is the branching from the root side. And then it's a floating, so it's like a net spreading all over and taking over the water bodies. So it spreads so much, it doesn't allow anything else to grow. No other water plants like lilies or water lilies or lotus or any other thing. And it doesn't allow even the fish to grow because it sucks all the oxygen from the water and the fish can't survive underneath that. So maybe for that reason, imagine Bengal without fish. Maybe that's the reason why it was called the Terror of Bengal. Some more like you can see this. Some of the pictures I'm showing you from our very recent program, a pilot project rather, from Tamil Nadu. This is from Thoothukudi district, and we worked with a few villages there. So these are the two water bodies. I'm showing how wildly and crazily this has grown over there. You can have a look at it. So we trained uh, rural women, mostly housewives, and yeah, some of the unemployed otherwise. So here you can see some of those people who are working with this water hyacinth. So basically, the methods of removing this one had been just clean up the water bodies, throw it out, and allow it to dry. That for that government spent a lot of money and no with no returns. But unfortunately, this is so quickly growing plant. It just takes 2 weeks to grow back, and the seeds which are being already spread and in the water bodies will automatically again pick up and start growing. So the problem here is when the plant grows bigger uh, and then grow old, and then it start disintegrating from the bottom, polluting the water. So then the water is not potable water, and because of this disintegration and pollution, they can't use it for any other purposes. And though we have plenty of water bodies, but there is no alternative livelihood like fisheries, fish growing, or any such kinds of things. And particularly when it gets into canals, what the irrigation canals and all that, the water flow becomes so slow. The departments maybe many a time clean them up, take out the water, the plant, and throw it out, and then again grows within no time. So what we were trying to do is trying to use this plant for purposes of making some craft uh, out of this. So basically, this plant has three portions. Like the first one is the leaf, and the stem or stalk, and the left is the root system, which is like a net. So out of these three, we started looking at it, what all can be used. Literally, I think everything can be used. The leaf is basically uh, can be used as fodder. Even the goats, sheep, buffaloes, cows, even the chickens can eat that when it is green and wet. So I don't see any of our population using this one for feeding the animals and birds. The second one is the stem, which can be converted into the craft item. So the stem, what we use basically is the matured stem. Immature stem can't be used for the craft produce, the basketry and kinds of things like that. So the leftover is the bottom line of roots. So roots and the immature stem can be converted into organic compost manure, and which is not been happening. Rather, we all they just clean up the lakes and throw it on the bank and allow it to disintegrate, and only that. So I think we can make use of it more purposefully, and which benefit the society in three different ways. So here we started uh, training ladies, particularly in making the basketry in different types of weaves, and we also introduced some hand and power tools where this can be flattened to the size to etc. and make weave them into baskets, a variety of things, like in fact more of lifestyle products. So this particular stem requires a kind of a processing. The first from harvesting, how to harvest is necessary to know. And then once it is harvested, how to dry it, how to season it, and how to store it. When it is fully dried, then it can be stored for months together. And even in season, they can harvest them and then store them for half seasons and then use particularly for rainy season like this. And they also can segregate them to different sizes and thicknesses and then use them for different purposes and different weaves. So these are all few technicalities that can be looked at and train them. The people what we are looking at, the target beneficiaries, can be many. The women can be like rural women with without employment can be a part of this program, because most of our women are unemployed or without any proper vocation. So we can train them into good weavers. It doesn't take much time to train them. And we have to introduce some few tools, hand tools and things like that, where they can make a very precisely and repeatable product line in terms of shapes, sizes, the quality, etc. So they also require a few things like molds, where the pre-designed molds will be used to create exact sizes and shapes and things, along with the production speeds can be increased by semi-mechanizing these things. And these days, particularly when we are thinking in terms of marketing, they don't get markets like 10 pieces, 5 pieces, 20 pieces. There are demands like 10,000 pieces, 1 lakh pieces, etc. Like it's a big market worldwide, and it's a big market even within the country, particularly when quality lifestyle products are produced and marketed. The value additions also can be given to this by dyeing the stems with the eco-friendly dyes. You can even actually see the molds and kinds of wheat. We're training them to make their own molds and produce. And also we were also introducing small tabletop frame looms where they'll use them, they make mats out of it, table mats and runners and kinds of things. And here you can see a variety of product line. This became such a popular program in Tamil Nadu. Every week there used to be a VVIP coming in and looking at it and then encouraging people to join and work more and produce a lot.